going on, everybody? You already know. It's the only show on the network. 4 teams, 4 hosts, 1 show. NFC East War Room. My name is Paul Spencer. Welcome to the show. And right next to me is this, I don't know, some Giants lady. I don't know what the hell she's about.
Hey, go Big Blue. Come on now. Ease.
And who's below you, Stace?
Yes, Steve. We got Steve down there. Feel like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, I know.
And then to my left is Mr. Joe.
Oh yeah, John. What's up? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
What's going on, Joe? Man, I tell you what, that opening right there, I mean, you guys haven't put a game together, and that just went to like the flow of the Eagles haven't put a game together. You've been a little bit late on that one. So when are you guys going to turn this around, Joe? I mean, the Eagles are the Eagles, but when are you guys really going to show up and show who the Eagles are?
Hey, as long as you don't start doing the tush push around here, we're good.
Hey, so you know what's funny? All right, so let's keep it real, right? I mean, yes, of course, the Eagles haven't put together a complete game, but you know as well as I do, Paul, 4-0 is 4-0, no matter how you slice it. You know what I mean?
So you're 100% right.
4-0 is 4-0, and it's funny because I know the whole controversy with the tush push, and you know, listen, as a football purist, I don't particularly like the play that much, and I'm an Eagles fan, so I'll keep it real. But it is funny. There was I saw at least 4 or 5 other teams try to run that play this week, and like 4 of them failed. So. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's, you know, should the Eagles be punished for doing something that other teams try and they can't do? I mean, the Eagles are just good at it.
Yeah, I mean, it goes down to your offensive line and your QB. It's a systematic game. You know, if you can get the push out there. But, Joe, as Notre Dame fans, I think we call that the Bush push, don't we?
Oh, you had to bring that up, man.
I'm sorry, Joe.
No, you know what's funny? Because there's 2 Notre Dame there's a couple Notre Dame losses that really stick with me through all these years, and one of them's the Bush push, yes. and another one. Well, there's many, but one of them's the Bush push, and the one a couple weeks ago against Ohio State. I mean, I'm still pissed at that.
And the worst thing is we only had 10 guys, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. Terrible.
You know what I mean? But hey, listen, this is the NFC East War Room here. It's the best of the trash talking, the shit talking. You know, 4 fans keeping it real here. But guys, I know, you know, I'll start off with you and Steve down there, who has baby duty tonight. And
Yes.
I'm waiting for your baby to, you know, start crying, you know, go Cowboys for me there, Steve. But you know, but how about we talk about this game here? The Eagles Commanders overtime. Who would have thought?
Hey, I was rooting for your your Commanders. I don't want to get us banned for anything, but I was no offense, Joe, but I was definitely rooting for the Commanders.
No, no offense taken, and I'll tell you my takeaway from the game, to be honest with you, was really impressed with the kid Sam Howell. I mean, you know, the Eagles got after his ass a little bit. He hung in the pocket. And even that last play, the last time you guys had the ball, Reed Blankenship, our safety, made a great play to push McLaurin out of the play. But Howell put that ball right on him. I mean, the kid was really impressive. I mean, Steve, you know, I know you guys haven't had a quarterback in freaking God. When was the last time you had a quarterback? It's been a really long time. How you feeling about that kid?
Feeling pretty good, if you don't mind a screaming baby on top of
it. He said that is.
But yeah, I mean, basically we were looking for one of 2 things, and that was going to be, you know, which Sam Howell showed up.
Yeah, he played well. I mean, you know, the Eagles. You know, you know, it's funny. I kind of knew it was going to be a tough game because, you know, these divisional games, and it's weird because I know you guys have like 0 home field advantage at FedEx Field. So I mean, but it seems like Washington always plays Philadelphia much tougher in Philly than they do down FedEx. Like I feel like the last like 6-7 years, I feel like the Eagles go to FedEx and kind of dominate, and meanwhile in Philly, it seems like they always play the Eagles tough.
Yeah. I tell you what, Joe. Steve's on mute for a second, but I think Sam Howell really showed us what he can be, a glimpse of the future here. You know, the kid played balls out this week. He really did.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing, right? Was, you know, how was Sam Howell gonna respond to the Buffalo game? and throwing 4 interceptions. And when you come out and, against the Eagles and their defense and not have any interceptions, that's a big plus in my book.
It definitely is. Definitely is. I mean, what do you think? How could the Commanders have won that game last week, Steve? What would you have done different?
Well, I was gonna say to do different. I was gonna say, they pretty much did everything they had to. The biggest thing being, they didn't turn the ball over. They should have stuck with the run a little bit more, but all in all, they played a good game and a game that they weren't expected or picked to win. So,
agree. Joe, what did you say?
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know if you guys agree with this, but when the Eagles had the football with 1 minute and 46 seconds left, 2nd and 4. I believe Washington only had 1 timeout left. They might have had 2, but I could have swore it was 1. At that particular point, now it's hard for me to criticize the Eagles for scoring a touchdown, because the odds are to score a touchdown. But as soon as the Eagles scored that touchdown, I said to everybody I was sitting around, I feel like we kind of made a mistake. I feel like we would have been better off getting the first down, running 2 or 3 plays in the line, and then kicking the field goal as time expired. Instead, we scored. Eagles score the touchdown. A.J. Brown does that dumbass shit where he has the personal foul for taunting, and then Washington gets the football at like their own 42. Right then and there, I was like, we just gave them. I don't know if they're going to come back, but we gave them their only chance they were going to have, because they and like on the Sully squad, like Diego brought up, he's like, oh well, if you get a chance to score, you score a touchdown. And I was like, yeah, I understand that to a degree, but look at the Super Bowl last year. Kansas City could have scored a touchdown on the Eagles. Did they do it? No.
Yeah, they got the 1 yard line. Yeah,
they got the first down. They ran the clock down, and they kicked the field goal practically as time expired. Like, to me, I would rather do that. I mean, you guys see how good Jake Elliott is. I mean, we're kind of having debates here in Philly if Elliott's a better kicker than Akers, and Akers is like, Akers has been a great kicker was a great kicker for a long time. And I gotta be honest, I'm thinking Elliott may have possibly surpassed him.
Wow. I mean, the Eagles are 4-0, Joe, just like you said in the opening there. When you look at the win column, you see the W, just like the Cowboys have lost 1 game. That L, is an L. I mean, Arizona, who cares? But you guys are 4-0. What do you see with this team moving forward real quick?
Extremely concerned with the secondary. I mean, I read a stat where the Eagles had like 32 pressures against Washington, and a lot of them were like right away, like Josh Sweat, like really quick pressures. Well, it doesn't correlate. I mean, you most of the time you get that much pressure on the quarterback, you're not allowing a guy like Sam Howell to pick you apart. Sure. Well, combination soft coverage, combination lack of talent in the secondary. The Eagles just went out and signed Bradley Roby to play the nickel this week. They were experimenting with Bradbury playing the slot, and it wasn't, and Roby playing Josh Jobe playing the outside. And now this week, they signed Bradley Roby. He was one of the top slot corners in the league. So I think he's going to play some slot. Sidney Brown, the safety that they drafted in the 3rd round, he's working out, practicing in the slot. And they're going to move Bradbury back to the outside. And I'm hoping that improves the secondary because, like I said, it doesn't correlate. I mean, if you're getting that much pressure on the quarterback, then how the hell are you allowing a quarterback to complete 65% of his passes and 300 and some yards? It doesn't make sense. All these years of watching football, don't you think when you get pressure on the quarterback shouldn't be as successful as he's been?
I agree. Steve, I mean, how about we talk about a little bit? I know you got baby duty there. If you can talk about tonight's game. I mean, Thursday night football. I mean, I didn't even know Chicago had a team right now. I mean, they send players home. Who knows who's playing? What's going on with this game tonight? I mean, you got the Bears at home. What's going on down there in Landover?
So first and foremost, before we talk about Thursday night football, I know it kind of hit the press waves right before the NFC East War Room came on. But Dick Butkus passed away at the age of 80. back in April earlier of this year. I actually had the fortunate honor of participating in an autograph signing with him. And he was one of the coolest dudes I ever met, even for back then. Still, mobile, pleasant conversation, still, same funny, humorous dick buckets that we already knew. But so it's kind of sad to see that he passed away today at the age of 80. He'll definitely be missed. Kind of some joking aside, the Bears could really use him tonight, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as we look at the game tonight, there's some of the things that kind of play into the Bears Commanders game tonight is the fact that yes, the Bears are 0-5. The Bears have absolutely no clue who they are, offensively, defensively, or special teams. Between the on the field, off the field stuff that they've been going through over the last 5 weeks, it's crazy. Just at a minimum, the fact that their starting safety and DB are out tonight, so whether or not EB, Sam Howell, and our receiving trio can take advantage of that is going to be huge. There's already talk that if they do go 0-5 tonight, that Eberflus is gone along with a bunch of other people. And, it's interesting that even on the national media, Get Up and the Pat McAfee show, they're talking about whether or not Justin Fields is going to even be up on the trade block come trade deadline if they continue this way. But the problem is, even though they lost last week to the Broncos, we saw a really good Justin Fields performance. I think the kid had over 300 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. And he gained a bunch of yards with his feet. And that combination right there spells disaster for Commanders because we're not very good with mobile attacking quarterbacks. We saw what Josh Dobbs did to us in week 1, even though we got the win. Jalen Hurts kind of did the same things to us last week, to help them keep drives going. So it's really going to be interesting to see what our front four does against this, kind of shitty offensive Bears line, going into it. But, it's at home. I'm definitely feeling a good win for us. But however, on the flip side, Washington doesn't do very well against winless teams in their history. The first one that comes to mind is back when I think it was the Detroit Lions went 1-15. That lone victory was against Washington and stuff like that. But, I think for the way we're moving, especially after building upon last week's heartbreaking overtime loss to the Eagles, that, we're going to be able to build on that and hopefully get another victory tonight against Chicago.
I hear you. Stacey, you know what? Since you're the trash of the division here, your team just shits the bed every week, it seems like now. I'll let you chime in next about this. We can talk about some real teams, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, last week, it like you said, the Bears were looking great in the very beginning. I hope you got that, Paul. I was sending that with love.
I know you are. You always said I was number 1, Stace.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly what that means. Number 1. Ichiban.
Ichiban, thank you.
You're welcome. But anywho, I'm just curious if the Justin Fields and the Bears are going to come back out onto the field the second half of the game because they sure didn't last week. I mean, that first half of the game, they were, like you said, looking great, but it wasn't even like they were on the field, the second half of the game. So,
great.
But this, with losing Dick Butkus today, that might be, I don't want to say incentive, but let's do it for Dick. That sounds really bad. But,
that's in a really bad state, especially from you.
Especially coming from me. Let's do it for Dick.
I mean, all of us is
Don't tell my husband I said that.
Yeah, all of us is like a little freeze frame. Like, did Stacey really just say that? Yeah, she did. But Joe, what do you think about this? Because Dick Butkus, they're going to need more than his ass coming back to win a game the way they're playing this year.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Give him a little kick in the ass, I guess.
Ass and dicks tonight.
Dicks.
Okay, Stace. Real good, Stace. Real nice. Yep.
Okay.
What do you think, Joe?
The Bears are an absolute mess. I mean, if the season ended today, first off, between them and shitty-ass Carolina, they'd have the first and second pick in the draft. And, what's funny, too, is that I was reading I was thinking, I think I read a report where Caleb Williams can make enough money at USC where he's really going to evaluate when he comes out. I'll tell you what, if I'm Caleb Williams, I want no part of that Chicago organization or Arizona, to be honest with you. So, it's funny. It's been like a foregone conclusion kind of that Caleb Williams is going to come out this year and be the first pick. I don't know how quick that's going to be if Arizona or Chicago have that number one pick.
Yeah, that's true, Joe. I mean, I read the same article where, like, right now we did on College Football Frenzy, Bill and I did a thing where the NIL deals, 4.7 million, this year playing football with USC. He can make so much money off the field with this deal here. Why not, stay another year, keep his senior year, play it, get more money. Which I wouldn't want to go to the Cardinals. I wouldn't want to go to the Bears. Wouldn't want to do it, And maybe, some trade can come out there where a team that, trades a player to move up to get a, Caleb Williams next year. But what do you guys think about the final score this tonight? I think it's going to be a one-sided game here. I don't care what, who just passed away. I don't see that as a motivation factor. I'll give you my score. I think the Commanders score. I'm going to go 29-16 tonight.
Yeah, I could see that. I think I mean the line's 6. I think Washington covers. I mean the only thing that worries me, I'm actually going to stay away from the game only because I have PTSD from trusting Washington in primetime games in the past. Maybe it's a Kirk Cousins thing. I'm not really sure, but every time you and again, I'm not a Washington fan. They're an Eagles rival, but I've put money on them in the past, and every time they're always the big letdown. Anytime you think they're going to win a big spot, it seems like somebody comes in there and beats them, and you're like, how the fuck did that happen? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think they do cover. I just don't feel confident enough to put my money on it. I say like 24-13, something like that.
All right, so we're covering the spread pretty much, but Commanders win here. Stacey, what do you think real quick for your score?
I think it's going to be a little closer. I think it's going to be like a 21-24, but definitely with Washington on top.
Okay, well, let's talk about the representative of the Commanders here. I mean, what's the final score, Steve?
I'm going to go with 34-13 only because the Commanders have, over the last 2 to 3, well, with the exception of the Bills game, the Commanders have been averaging 30 points a game. So I think we're only going to continue that and see over 30. So I'm going to go with 34. On the flip side, in the first 4 weeks under Jack Del Rio in the last 4 years, they've given up over 20 to 24 points a game. But then for some miraculous reason, as we alluded to on Commanders Gridiron last week, starting in week 5 for the last 4 seasons, that defense has tightened up and averages less than 18 points a game. So, I think they're going to get lucky. They're going to get a touchdown, and then the rest is going to be field goals. So I see this being like a 34-13, 34-16 game.
Okay. I
was going to say, to get back to Dick, anybody that bets Washington, if it's 34-13, that's like a sore dick. If you have Washington, you can't beat it. You know what I'm saying? You ever try beating a sore dick? It's a major problem. Best deal in town, you know what I'm saying, guys?
Oh boy, only on the NFC East War Room where we let it all out. Oh man, here we go.
Hey, it's true. A sore dick's the best deal in town. You can't beat it.
You can't beat it. That's right.
Yeah, Stacey, coming from you, talking about that tonight. I think that coming from you. Hey, hey, listen, But hey, listen, I agree. I think the Washington Commanders here win this week here. Do it for Dick, whatever you want to say, as Stacey's going to say tonight. But hey, I don't think that's going to help him tonight. Rest in peace. I hope they do give him a little, an honor, being a great NFL legend. But Joe, how about we talk about a team that's sitting on top of the division here, 4-0. Hate saying it, the damn Philadelphia freaking Eagles, man.
Yeah, so I guess we're going to look ahead to this game against the Rams, and I got to admit, Paul, I'm feeling.
Talk to me, Joe. Talk to me.
I really hate to say this, but I really feel like this is a spot for our first L.
Ooh. Now Cooper Kupp's coming back.
That's one of the reasons.
We'll be back next week.
Mm-hmm. This week.
This week. Sorry.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm seeing an L.
Okay.
I mean, Cooper Kupp, who the hell's going to cover him? That receiver, I'm drawing. What the hell is his name?
Paku, or something like that.
whoever the hell he is. I mean, I'm just one, and Stafford can still sling it, man. You know, I this is going to be a tough game. Fletcher Cox is already out. I mean, our D line still. I mean, we're still really deep with Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and them guys. I mean, you know, Milton Williams, whatever. I mean, I think they'll be fine, but I'm just worried about who the hell's going to cover these guys. You know, I mean, and you know, like you said, with the Eagles. You know, I mean, I know this sounds like Captain Obvious statement, but this game's going to go. I could either see the Eagles going out there and making a statement and having a complete game, or I could see it being an L. And I think either way, it's going to be a sweat. Like I feel like I'm going to be sweating bullets in the fourth quarter.
I agree. I mean, their running back this week is Kyron Williams, who's been playing really well. We know him from Notre Dame, of course. He's been balling out, hitting the holes pretty good. And I think the weapons they have with Stafford, Joe, I really think this could be a looking ahead game, maybe, you know, for the Eagles. I'm not sure who they're playing in the following week, but, you know, the Rams can score. Their defense is solid, too, as well. I mean, they're solid up front. And, you know, getting Cooper Kupp back and the wide receiver here, it might be a good thing, a bad thing, because it's preseason to him right now. You know, being out the first 4 weeks here, maybe it's preseason to him. But when you get a Cooper Kupp back, who, you know, was arguably the best wide receiver 2 years ago in the National Football League, is a huge bonus, you know, going against this depleted, as you said, you know, not knowing what they are secondary, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, they're, you know, they did sign Brad. You know, I guess we'll see if we could get Bradley Roby up to speed.
Dave,
you know,
maybe he can.
You know, so maybe he helps the slot. And then, you know, the Rams. I mean, the one thing I guess to keep it in perspective against the Rams were killing the Colts last week, and then they let them back in the game. I think the Colts scored like 20 unanswered points. So, and Stafford is battling a little bit of a hip issue. So if the Eagles can get to him, you know, that they can put a hurting on him. But yeah, I'm very concerned about this game. And to answer your question too, next week we play at the Jets. So so I don't really think it's necessarily a look ahead game. I just think that, you know, you're flying 3,000 miles across the country, and, you know, you're playing a team that has some weapons. You know, it could be an issue.
Yeah, I think it could be a long day for Stafford because he's not the best mobile quarterback out there. You know, nagging injury too. If you get the pressure on him to make him use his feet a little bit, get out of the pocket, make him a little disturbed, I think that goes against, you know, goes for you guys, of course. But Stacey, what do you think of this game, real quick?
Like you said, Stafford he can still do his thing, and I mean, at his age, you wouldn't really be surprised if, you know, he needed a hip replacement. You know, he is getting up there, but. You know, but with bringing back Cooper Kupp, look out, because he's dangerous. So I'm gonna say.
You start the predictions. Start the predictions.
The Rams are gonna prevail here.
Wow,
close one though.
What kind of score?
27-31 Rams.
Wow, Eagles back to back, giving up 30, huh? Wow. Okay. All right, Steve, what do you got for this score?
I kind of see. I mean, as much as I hate to say this, I see the Eagles winning, right? And you know, let's just call the spade a spade. That Matt Stafford is not the mobile quarterback anymore that he used to be. So, you know, once that pocket closes, he's done. He's toast. And you know, the biggest thing that the Eagles have to worry about defensively for the Rams is 99, Aaron Donald. Other than that, it's, you know, the Eagles have such a prolific offense that, you know, they're going to be able to put the points up. You know, I mean, shit, they just put 34 points up on the Commanders. And, you know, I kind of see that trend continuing, right? So I think it's going to be like a 34-17, 34-16 game for the Eagles. You know, the Rams are going to get their points. We all know that. But the other flip side of that is, as much as Kupp is coming back, let's be honest, you know, that quarterback wide receiver relationship and timing doesn't happen overnight, you know, so it's still going to take a week, you know, week and a half for those two to get in sync, you know, once again, and, you know, do what they do best. But, you know, I still just think the Eagles just have too much firepower for the Rams out on the West Coast.
I agree. Like Joe go, I'll go. I think it's going to be a one-sided game here. I think the Eagles win this 33-17. Steve, you brought a great point. The timing, the rhythm between Stafford and Cooper Kupp, it's not going to be there in this game here, Week 5. It's preseason to him. The timing is not there. The route running. And the one person they have to look at is Aaron Donald. If you can get him, and keep Stafford running for his life a little bit, put pressure on him, I think it'd be a long day. The Eagles can put up points. So, yeah, I'm going to go 33. I'm going to go 33-16. Joe, what do you got for your home team here?
No, boy, this is funny. We call this the NFC War Room with like the trash talking, and you guys make me feel so much better about my team, man.
Well, Joe, the reason why, Joe, is listen. Your Phillies killed me last night. You know my thing, Joe. When I take the Phillies, they lose. So I'm using that psychology here, Joe, to say F the Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles outright, so you guys maybe lose. I'm doing the psychology reverse situation here, Joe.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what? Well, just to keep it in perspective, you know what, Paul? I just want to tell you, man. I think the Phillies have had a good season. It's going to end versus you guys. So
I appreciate that, Joe. I'm like I said, I'm in your show on Tuesday nights, the extra inning show, and I always say I'm scared. The one team I don't want to play is, the stage is set. I don't want to play you guys.
Yeah, well, now you know
what?
We
Saturday, right?
Yes.
Saturday night.
Saturday.
Yeah. We don't even have a prayer against you guys, man. So you know what, Paul? It's, good luck.
Oh shit! Get your World Series tickets. The Phillies are going now. After Joe said that shit, watch.
Yep.
I'm trying to use my
ticket.
I'm using my own reverse psychology.
Hey, listen, guys, if you're out there watching, the one thing you take away from the show, there is reverse psychology in the NFC East War Room. So if it works, use it. You've even taught something, put it that way. But, Joe, what is your score for this game?
Oh, man. You know what? Eagle, I think real quick, before I get to the score, you mentioned Aaron Donald. One really big concern, what's his face? Cam Jerkins is out, our starting right guard. Sua Opeta is going to be playing right guard. Now he has some experience because he's been our top fill-in the last few years, but that's a little concerning because watch for the Rams to run some games and try to isolate Aaron Donald against him.
Yeah, they're going to try to yeah, exactly.
That could be a concern. But yeah, I know I'm saying I could feel I still think the Eagles find a way to win the game, but I'm feeling like a 27-24, like a 27-24, like maybe like another Jake Elliott late field goal piece.
Wow, so you're going to call this a little sweat game, huh?
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay. Well, Stacey, listen, we're going to wrap this up in about 20 minutes here. We're going to spend time on the trashiest team in the NFC East here, but I'll let you have the floor here. Let's talk about your Giants, who. Good God. I mean, I don't know if Danny Jones is still alive after his 11 sacks here last week.
11 sacks.
What the hell happened, Stacey? Yeah.
No clue. Like the whole offensive line, the offense itself just fell apart. I mean, honestly, out of the, it was a 24-point game, 14 came from our offense. 14 of those points technically came from our offense. So it was sad and pathetic. And I can only hope for a better game against Miami this week, which I don't know. Miami in one game put up more points than we have all fucking season long. True. Well, I'm not really very confident in our team right now.
Gotcha. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to, switch this over to our teams here. Of course, Joe had to leave. He has daddy duties as well tonight. So what we're going to do is let's talk about the Giants' upcoming game here, Stacey. How do you feel, with the Giants' next game here? It doesn't get any better. I mean, this is the team that dropped 70 this year. Miami Dolphins here. How do you feel about that?
I mean, the Bills did take some wind out of their sails with beating them last week. So, hopefully they're still feeling a little down in the dumps and feeling generous and give my Giants a win. One can only hope, right?
So you're saying
think positive.
So you're saying the only way they win is a generous donation by the Dolphins here, correct?
Yeah.
Steve, what do you think? I mean, the Giants are what the Giants are. I mean, the record proves what they are. What are they? I don't even know. What do you think, Steve?
You're exactly right. In listening to our fellow Big Blue Power Hour and Stacey and Dan, it's interesting to see what kind of identity the Giants are trying to put together. And what makes it so intriguing is how well they did last season, and putting that record together and being somewhat of a complete team and grabbing that last wild card spot. And then this year, they're pretty much shit in the bed, right? So, aside from, the offensive line, trying to figure out what the offensive line is doing, and then their offensive tackle, I think it was their tackle, going off on Twitter the other day about the fans booing them and why and everything like that. I think the biggest problem is they need Barkley and Thomas back. And,
that's
without
not happening this week.
Right. and with those two guys, it sucks to say that your team is so dependent upon those two guys. But, kind of it's like, the Giants go in the direction of those two individuals, along with, a good Danny Dimes and Waller. But, when they keep, I thought we were bad against Buffalo, giving up so many sacks for Sam Howell, and then lo and behold, last Sunday.
Hey, we couldn't let you beat us, Steve. We couldn't let the Commanders beat us.
Exactly. But, at some point in time in this season, you got to think the Giants are going to turn it around. The question is when. The only problem is, as we look at all of our schedules, they don't get any easier. So the question is, when do they turn it around? Can they possibly sneak a win out this week after what happened to, the Dolphins last week? You don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I agree. I think I don't even know what the identity is of the Giants right now. The one question, Stacey, I actually have two questions for you. Sean wants to ask you a question. How's Danny Dimes' foot feeling right now from that tablet?
Yeah, well, I don't know. He didn't call me today. So sorry, Sean. I don't have the answer to that question as of now. I'll get back to you on that one.
And my question to you, Stacey, is where's Darren Waller? I mean, you went out and got him, prized possession. Are we blaming Dabo for this, or the OC? Why isn't he being used? What the hell's going on?
I don't even know if it's about not being used. He doesn't have any time to throw the fucking ball down the field to even get it to anybody. So, I mean, there's probably plenty of plays where he's involved, but when you're laying down on the ground or throwing the ball on the ground, then, you're not going to be able to throw it downfield to Waller or Hyatt or anybody for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, this week, the Dolphins, you guys are playing the Dolphins. This offense is so high-powered. Waddle, Tyreek Hill, A-Chain, and Mostert in the backfield, and Tua can get out and run, too. I think this is going to be a track meet, a one-sided track meet, Stace. You feel the same way?
No.
Is this going to be another 70 spot?
No.
Oh, wow. Well, Stacey, talk to us. What the hell? Why not? Why not?
No, sir. Not happening. Can't let that happen. It cannot happen.
I know you can't let it happen, but it will happen.
I'm coming looking for you, buddy. I'm looking for you.
Stace, my question to you is how many 12 packs have you drank in the last 4 weeks for the Giants so far? Just on Sundays.
Well, I don't drink beer anymore. I'm drinking vodka now.
Oh, well, how many bottles have you put away in the last 4 weeks?
Quite a few.
I agree.
Quite a few.
That's what we need, Stacey.
I think drink my sorrows away.
I think you should need to go to the state store down there and get a sponsorship for us because you're going to be the prized possession of, drinking vodka during the Giants game. So I need you to work on that one, Stacey. Hey, it is what it is. Just tell them you're a Giants fan and just say, look at the season.
Look. Maybe I'll get maybe I'll have to approach Svedka or Smirnoff or something. See if I can't get,
Yes,
hey. They can't sign me or something.
Do a public service announcement for the Giants fans out there. Stacey's represented vodka. Look what it does as Giants fans. We need vodka, but
we all need vodka.
Yep. But Stacey, what do you think the final score of this game is? I mean, I'll go to Steve first. We'll go to the home team last. Steve, what's the final score of this Giants-Dolphins game?
Man, I hate to say this, but that Miami offense is just so high prolific and speedy and everything else, and they're still going to drop 40 on the Giants. Wow. I do think that the Giants somehow figure out something on offense, even if it's kind of replicating what the Commanders did against the Eagles, and fixing, how quick drops, quick reads, stuff like that to kind of help Jones out against the Dolphins. But, let's be honest that, between all the weapons that you just listed earlier, Paul, the Miami just has too many weapons that the Giants are just going to be zigzagging around looking at on the field. So I think it's going to be like a 42-21. I'll give the Giants some credit. I think they're going to end up scoring, mainly because I think the Dolphins are going to take them for granted, and possibly look ahead, but it's definitely still going to be a Dolphins game.
I agree with you. I think there's so many weapons, Steve. It could be a track meet, but looking ahead, taking advantage of a team, or looking ahead at that team, it's a layup. Sometimes layups don't go in. It could be that way for the Giants, but man, I just want to know how many points the Giants are going to score here. I mean, the Giants. My bet for the season is, can the Giants actually score in a game? That's my bet for the whole season. They suck that bad, but
we already have scored in a game.
Oh yeah, a couple times, Stace. A couple times, but always take the under because the Giants suck anyway. But I think it's going to be a blowout. I'm going to go 44-17 Dolphins. I think it's a track meet. Stace, I know you want to say Giants are going to win. Go ahead and say it. I know you are.
The Giants 24-21. Fuck the Dolphins.
Wow,
we don't squish the fish.
Vodka at its best, okay?
That's right.
Vodka at its best. I tell you that right now. Oh my God, Stace, are you being serious? You think the Giants are going to win this game?
Mm-hmm.
Squish the fish. Remember that.
Why? Like why would I think negatively on my team? I'm never gonna do that. I don't care. I don't care. You could be the cowgirls in the fucking shit, the 80s. And if I was a Cowgirls fan, I still would have been rooting for them. You know, right? You've been there. You've been down at the bottom of the barrel, but you were still rooting for your team, right?
I mean, I was keeping it real, though. I was just saying we're going to suck, though. I'm going to keep it real. We're going to get beat. We're going to get beat. I'm not going to come out and say we're going to win, Stace.
I'm not losing anything on this. I'm not betting no money on it. So, like I said, I'm going to stand on it. Giants, 24-21.
Hey, well, you know what? Hashtag it out there. Squish the fish. Let's go. Stacey said it. Well, let's go. But Stacey, I hope you guys win. I really do, because I want the NFC East to be what it is. You guys are dragging us down right now. It's kind of a bad feeling. But let's talk about one last game here. Let's talk about this game on Sunday Night Football. The rivalry's back. What it was in the early 90s.
Go Niners.
Shut up, Stace. The Niners, and the Cowboys here. I'll be honest with you. I am very scared of this game. I don't know what Dak's going to show up. I have no idea. And I'm really scared. The Niners have the weapons. What other team runs a fullback, runs so much motion, window dressing, and uses it? 2 running backs in the backfield. Debo is a wide receiver with McCaffrey in the backfield. And I can't say anything else about McCaffrey. He's just incredible. I don't know where I'm lying. Stace, I agree with you. I'm going to go with my home team. I said on my NFC, the Pick'em show, I said Cowboys win. But this is a game that scares me. This game is a measuring stick to see what the Dallas Cowboys are. What do you think, Stace? I'll let you go first. And please don't just say F the Cowboys.
I'm definitely going 49ers on this one.
Okay.
I hope they embarrass them. So I'm going to say 40-0. 49ers. 40,
I wonder why you said.
How about 49-0? 49-0.
See, I knew you were going to say 40-0, because that image is stuck in your brain. 40-0, isn't it?
Yeah,
isn't it? I know it is. I know. You're having PTSD from week 1.
PTSD, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully it's your turn.
I hope 2 years being bounced out by him. It is our turn as Cowboy fans. It's been 27 years of counting.
I hope it's your turn to feel my PTSD. So 49-0.
No.
49-0.
Stacey, if they win 49-0, honey, I will buy you a case of vodka and send it your way, okay? I will send it your way. All right? So don't count on it.
You got my address? Anyway,
yeah, I have. You sent me shit before.
There we go.
All right, Steve, what do you think? Maybe put a little light here. 40-0, Steve. Come on, talk to me, Steve. She's drinking that vodka, Steve.
Look, as much as I think and feel that the 49ers are going to win this weekend, it's not going to be that far out. I think it's going to be more like a 27-20 win. Okay. Look, both teams are going to get some points. And I honestly feel that if the 49ers score first, then they're going to win this game. We unfortunately with your team, Paul, we've kind of seen that they've had a hard time coming back from being down in the game. Of course, and the other thing too is, which, as you alluded to on so many occasions, which Dak Prescott is really going to show up. And to kind of partner with that is, what kind of game is McCarthy going to call for Dak Prescott? We all know that the 49ers have the best defense in the NFC. So, it's going to be interesting to see what your offense can drum up against that defense. I think they're still going to be able to move it down the field, and they're going to get some points. But I just think at the end of the day, the 49ers are just going to be too much right now at this point in the season for the Cowboys. And let's be honest, that they're probably going to see each other again in the postseason, and then we'll see what happens when it really counts.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you, Steve. The Cowboys show, I said the one thing Dallas struggles with is motion. Vision. The enemy offense, what they could run it that way, that would scare me as well. Where you have Debo Sanders and McCaffrey in the backfield, you have Ayuk running sweeps, you have everybody in there on the roster running sweeps. Last week against a team that Dallas solidified against the Patriots, there was 2 plays where they ran motion one time in the game and they had to call timeout. Dallas struggles with that motion. You have so many weapons with the Niners. Which Dak's going to show up? I'm really scared because just like I said, I'm scared with McCarthy's play calling. And the biggest thing, Steve, is we talked about this before, red zone. 2 for 13 in the red zone. You have to score points against this Niner team. 3 points is not going to win you the game going 2 for 13 and so far in week 4. Not going to happen. You got to put up points. You got to give me 7 no matter what. You have to. But Eileen, listen, if I don't know if you want to put on your headphones, because if you watch the beginning of the show, Stacy, she had a vision of something, a 4-letter word that she's like, I don't know what the word was. We were talking about rest in peace, Dick Butkus. And Stacy's mind just did a 180 turn to another level.
Do it for Dick.
There you go. See? Hashtag. I don't even want to put that hashtag out there. Do it for Dick, though.
Come on, you already did.
No, I said squish the fish, Dave.
Oh, squish the fish. My bad.
Yeah, squish the fish. There's a
You
difference
can
between a fish
do another hashtag.
See,
do it for Dick.
You know what, Stace? I will. I'll work on that. But there's a difference between squish the fish and do it for the dick. You know what I mean?
I didn't say do it for the dick.
Oh, I thought you said do it for the dick,
for
Stace.
Dick.
All right, so what's the hashtag? Do it for
Jesus.
Dick? Do it for Dick? Oh, my God, Stacey. Only you.
Do it for the dick.
Do it for
Is
See,
that
you want to do it for the dick?
I mean, sure.
And what, Stace? Only for you. Only for you. Only because I've known you, more than half my life. There it is, Stacy. Do it for the dick. Hashtag Stacy, do it for the dick. Okay, that is for you. That is for you. Only for you, Stace. Only for you. Dave checks in. He says, Steve, boys win 28-24. Book it. Do they really? Okay. There it is. The boys win. Dave has spoken. 28-24 Cowboys. I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Cowboys win this. Steve, I'm pretty much on board with you. I think it's going to be a defensive game, something we don't expect with these high-powered offenses, 2 elite defenses as well. I'm going to go 23-21. Cowboys win late in the 4th with a field goal. That's what I'm thinking. So, guys, listen, are you guys ready to get out of here? Steve, I want to get down, get you in time to get baby duty solidified and, watch your game tonight. Go Bears. I really want to say that, but I don't think it's going to happen. Do it for the dick ain't going to work tonight. So I don't know what the hell's going on with the Bears, but
might work for me.
I bet it will work for you, Stace, God, Stacy. Oh, Lord have mercy. Guys, this is Stacy. This is Stacy Northrup here. She is Stacy. There's only one of a kind on Out of the Box. We have her, Stacy Northrup, unfiltered.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, she's so unfiltered.
Unfiltered, uncensored.
We already know. So, Steve, parting words for your, Commander Nation out there. Where's your show at? What time's it on? And any words out there to Commanders Nation. Let them have it.
Commander's Gridiron is every Tuesday night at 6:30. This coming Tuesday will actually be off this week with the fortunate privilege to do a meet and greet with Coach Ron Rivera down in Virginia. So we will be back on Tuesday, October 17th at the normal time, normal spot. And you can catch us on all 4 platforms here at Out of the Box Sports Entertainment.
Gotcha. And Stacey, when's that show called I don't even know what the hell it's called. 11
Big
Sack.
Blue
11 Sack.
Power Hour.
Oh, I thought it was 11 Sack Nation. I'm sorry. I thought you guys changed it already. I'm sorry.
That will be Sunday at 11 a.m.
Sunday,
Right before football, friends.
All righty. And who's on that show with you?
My buddy Evan and Dan the Man.
All right, so there it is. Tuesday night, 6:30, Commander's Gridiron. Make sure you tune in on the 17th. Steve will be out next week. Big Blue Power, Sunday mornings, 11 a.m. And, of course, you already know it. See, they're not even prime time. Sunday, she's on in the morning time right after church. Steve's on, not even prime time either. Tuesday, 6:30. The prime time show is Wednesday night, 9:30. Them 2 on 5 boys in the house with myself, unfiltered. me and Dave kicking it. Going to be celebrating a Cowboys ass kicking against the Niners. And you know what, Stace? I'll be honest with you. We're going to do it for you, and we're going to do it for Dick this week too. Okay.
Well, your show is on Hump Day, so you probably are doing it for the Dick.
Well, hey,
So-
hey,
Hey,
you're right.
I mean, what can
You're
you
right.
say?
You're right.
Hey, just remember you heard it here first when you and Dave have to recap a loss, okay?
You know what? Hey, listen. Hey, if I had to do a loss against a damn post game show when we lost to the Cardinals, as long as this is not an ass kicking, I think I can do it. And then the Notre Dame, ass kicking against Ohio State, I think I cried that week. Yeah, I think I crawled under, cut a few trees down, and I crawled under a couple of rocks during that week. But guys and ladies, I'm sorry, and dicks out, do it for the dicks out there, lovers, whatever you guys want to call them out there, hashtag them. But
Do it for the Dick.
guys, you're ready to get out of here because this has been a hell of a week. I love doing this show with you guys. We're friends. Number one, we talk shit, we have fun, but at the end of the day, this is a family out of the box here. We respect each other. We're fans of the game. So once again, it's been great. 4 hosts, 4 teams, 1 show. The Eagles guy left because they haven't showed up for the season yet. They can't put a whole game together yet either way. So Joe had to leave, unfortunately. But you guys ready to get out of here?
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
All right. Until then, next Thursday, 7 p.m., the NFC East War Room. 4 hosts, 4 teams, 1 show, and we'll see you next week. Enjoy your weekend, boys.